Alright, so this means time is relative to oxygen magnetism. This suggests density is relative to time as well. And if density is relative to time, this would make sense considering elemental atmosphere. I'm not going to fantasize time. It's not even real. However, it may take longer for less dense particles to gravitate. Okay, that makes absolute sense. I don't know what the problem is. Unless we have clouds of osmium, and if that were the case, then shit. Let me paint the picture. Clouds of oxygen circulating a dense body, planetary body, would take more time for gravity to pull inwards because the atomic structure is less dense. This would suggest that if gravitons were there, it reacts in a net formation, like a gravitational net, if that's how density reacts to said gravity, because it's essentially wrapping and wrapping and wrapping, like invisible arms slowly grabbing the element. This would suggest that helium actually takes longer to form a gravitational bond with the planetary body, our planetary body. Hence why helium is more buoyant in our atmosphere. So now let's think in terms of black holes. Black holes pull all forms of density to it. But the reason why light is the least, because it's least dense. Theoretically, if osmium were in cloud form, it would take less time for it to create a gravitational bond with our planet, as where oxygen and helium would take longer, helium being the longest. So the reason why light potentially wraps around a black hole is because it is the least dense form of atomic particles. And light and wave formations don't really make sense in photons. This would suggest that a photon is the least dense thing in our universe. For the record, I know absolutely nothing. Light only has velocity, it has no drag, and it has no rest. Hence photons don't have a resting state. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have density. So if something can be pulled to circulate a black hole, it has to have a density because it's being pulled into a planetary body. This explains why light escapes the atmosphere so damn quickly. It explains why you could see a spark from miles and miles away. It explains why you can see hot magma from space. Can you not? And you can. Wow. From the source of light, it is pure velocity in all directions until, of course, it dies out. This is why gravity doesn't make sense, because it can't be magnetic force by itself. It requires the fluidity of the elements. Density determines descent. I got this.